Camera on. Hi, guys. And we should be live on social media as well. This is the first time I'm doing this, so be patient with me, please. I've got like way too many screens open right now, but I think we can do it. Okay. We're gonna take a deep dive into the discovery call sequence and what it's all about and why we do it, why we suggest it. We're going to get started in 2 minutes. So I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to grab something lovely to drink and get ready to take some notes. I'm going to explain my why with this, and then I'm going to explain my solution to it and how it helps me on a day-to-day basis. And I think those are really important pieces. When I'm teaching, I like to give you real-time context. I like to explain to you how it fits into the big picture so that you can take it and run with it immediately. I don't need Leah and Sheena here. Sheena, if you want to go enjoy the next hour, that's totally cool. I want to thank Carol and Hal and Jay for being in Zoom with me. And if you're watching me on social media, just hang tight. We're going to get started in 1 minute. Okay, let's dive in. So we're at the hour. So I've been in practice for 26 years. That's a long time to be serving people. And the more I serve through chiropractic, the more in love with chiropractic I am, and the more precious to me it becomes, especially when I have that moment where a mom who is 30, who I took care of as a kid, brings her newborn baby to me. I don't want any distractions. And I decided for many reasons a handful of years ago that my practice runs better without somebody sitting at the front desk with me. So I do not have staff in the office. And I don't have the bandwidth in my office to have guesswork. And when I say guesswork, I mean, I want to know that if somebody's coming into my physical office, they are supposed to be there. They are looking for what I have. I solve the problem they're looking to have solved. There's no, are you in the right place to get the help you need? All of that has been figured out. I don't like surprise walk-ins. I like everything to be scheduled because that's how I can make all of this happen. And if you're one of my practice members and you're watching this, you know that that's the experience in the office. Nothing goes surprised. So that there's room for natural surprises, like, oh, look, the baby just pooped on the floor, right? Or, oh, look, my dog's barking at the fireman outside. Like, these are things that need my attention, that split me away from serving the adjustment enough where I don't need any other surprises. What started to happen is staffless practice grew, and which is awesome. I love that we're creating these solutions for people. But what started to happen is my practice was suffering. And it was suffering because I would work all day for my staffless practice, the stuff that we do for doctors. And then I would go to the office and I wouldn't be prepared. I wouldn't know who the new patients were. I didn't have a chance to connect with them before they came in. And it was like, it threw me off my game. It made me feel like I wasn't prepared. And I said to my team, and at that time, I think we had a team of like 5 or 6 people with staffless practice. I said, wouldn't it be cool if, and that's always the start. Wouldn't it be cool if we had a way to connect with practice members before they even came in for visit 1, so that if they're not a fit for my practice, or I'm not going to be able to serve them in the way that they're looking for, they don't even waste their time and their money. They don't even come in. And I have a list waiting for who would be a better fit for them. And it looked like a discovery call. That's what we were putting together. What if I could create a discovery call for new patients who were still feeling me out, even if they had been referred to me by their best friend or their doctor, even if they already trusted me, I wanted to get to know them before they came to the office, to say, what's going on? How can I help you? Am I the person to help you with what you're looking for? And having the humility, and this is so important in practice in 2026, to say, yes, I'm your person and I'm going to do great by you. Or, you know what? I'm not the right person that you're looking for right now. Let's send you to Dr. John down the street. And Dr. John happens to be a chiropractor I refer to often. So I started implementing this discovery call in my practice to serve as a solution, because my practice was starting to suffer, and it was amazing. It made such a difference to so many new practice members. There was no more wasted time. By the time they came to the office, they felt like they already knew me. I already got to see baby, because we already did a telehealth, and the telehealth was all of 15 minutes. The other reason that I set this up is this is a big deal if you use Jane. I love Jane. Jane is my EHR. Yes, we can work with you if you don't have Jane, but I always suggest switching to Jane because it's just the easiest, most cost-effective, most user-friendly way to do all of the things for the practice. However, if someone scheduled an initial consultation with me that day, which I allow because moms like to be spontaneous and moms are my people, I didn't get any kind of text message, and I'm not looking at my email for, let's say, the next 3 hours. I'm going to adjust today at 3:00. If someone schedules an initial consultation right now for 3:00, I don't get a text message on my phone. I'm not going into email between 12 and 3. So I'm out of luck. That means that there's going to be a surprise waiting for me at my office. Now what happens is somebody comes to my website. There's only one port of entry. They schedule the initial discovery call, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in a minute. During the discovery call, I say, how can I help you? I ask open-ended questions. It's not a health history review. It's just a let's have a cup of coffee and let's get to know each other. That's all that this is. Let's make sure I'm the person to help so that then you can come into the office. There are no surprises. You know me, I know you. Let's sit down and connect and go through your health history. You're going to pay for that time. I'm going to give you all of my attention. I'm going to give you a rock-in adjustment, and I'm going to give you an exam and probably a care plan at the end of it. So now they don't even get into Jane until they've scheduled after the discovery call. And I want to show you what this looks like. Now I'm doing this on a lot of different screens because we're also live on social media. So I'm going to share my screen and you should see my website. Jesse, you see my website? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, cool. You never know what I'm showing, right? And because we're broadcasting live, I want to make sure I'm not messing it up. So I do want to I'm going to remove this, and then I'm going to, hold on one second, you guys, remove this and present. Hold on one second. Stop screen, and then add this, and then share screen, and there. Okay. If somebody comes to my website, there's no question about what I do, right? Like very quite clearly, I'm a pediatric and prenatal chiropractor by looking at my website. The rule of thumb that I have learned is that before they touch their mouse, before the scroll happens, or if they're looking on a phone, before they swipe up, they can see where to get the help that they're looking for. No guesswork, right? If they have to guess and they haven't already established trust with you, they're not going to dig. They're going to go to the next website because they don't know you from a hole in the wall. That's not necessarily true if they're being referred to your practice. If they're referred to your practice, they're going to hang out on your website for a little bit longer and find what they're looking for because they're already attached. They've already established trust with you. It's very clear if you're on my website here what a new person should do. I say new friends start here because if this button says book here or schedule here, as a new consumer, I don't necessarily know who that schedule is for. Does that make sense? This is all built on WordPress, and we build these really beautiful, lovely websites all of the things. Too often I see chiropractors specifically spending thousands of dollars every month to point on ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever it might be, to point to a website that isn't answering the need for the consumer. So make sure if you're investing in Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever it is, that wherever that ad is taking to them, it's answering the question that they're coming to have answered immediately when they get on the website. No guesswork, no poking around. So here, it's very clear where to start and what to do. So new friends start here. Again, this is on WordPress. We can do all the fancy SEO stuff to the WordPress page. If they click this button, they are then going to get to this page. And hold on, I have to stop my share here. Hold on, stop screen, and then add share screen. Okay. This is called the lead flow system. This page is another word for it is, or words for it is a video sales letter or a VSL. And I learned about VSLs when I was learning about marketing. And I'm like, this could totally work for my practice for the need that I had to solve. So this page is in my practice suite. This is not in WordPress. Now I'm off of my website. And the page in my practice suite has a 3-minute video of me talking about, hi, I'm Jody. This is what I do, what I don't do. And then the opportunity to book a 10-minute discovery Zoom. And then people come to your website worried about 3 things, especially if you're a chiropractor. What's it going to cost? How long is it going to take? And are you going to hurt me? Or are you going to hurt my baby? Those are the 3 things that people could come to my practice concerned about. So I'm going to put a 1-minute video in front of them answering those 3 questions. And then I give them my reviews, and I have a ton of them. If you do not have a ton of reviews, please book a meeting with me right now. Let's change that immediately in a way that really is not expensive. That's very cost effective. And then I'm giving them an opportunity to book that 10-minute call with me. All of this is happening without me even knowing it. Yesterday I went on a 3-hour bike ride. I got to my destination. I looked at my phone. I had 3 new patients scheduled. They were scheduled. They're ready to rock and roll. Once they schedule this 10-minute discovery, I get a notification. They get an email, they get a text message, and they get a voicemail. All of this done without my time being touched. It's all on autopilot. I'm always saying to you guys, automate what you can without losing the personal connection. What's happening because of how fast AI is moving is people are automating and using this for AI and that for AI. And the personal experience on the consumer's end is getting dropped. Anytime I have a robot call me and start asking me about how my day is, I hang up and I have a gross feeling in my belly. I do not want to give that experience to my practice members, especially when they're in this phase of establishing trust with me. So they book this discovery call, and then we're going to go into what happens during that call, okay? This whole system is called the lead flow system. If you're one of our clients and you haven't already set up your lead flow, it's coming, I promise. If you're not one of our clients, callwithdrjody.com or go to our website, stafflesspractice.com, and get on my schedule so I can look at what you've got going on. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing without screwing anything up. Hold on one second, you guys. This might take a minute. Let me just go to StreamYard and stop sharing there. Hold on. Okay, I don't think I need to share there. Okay, so let's talk about the discovery call. I think part of what happens is when we get longer and longer into practice, we forget what it's like to walk into our office as a new practice member. Some people, I was saying this to one of my dear friends the other day, that if I walk up to you, you may see me, you may hear me, You may smell me. Everybody has a different sense that they're driven by. Generally, people who are on the spectrum feel you. They feel your rhythm. They feel your energy. They feel your vibe. They feel if you're loud or safe or angry or kind or loving. They feel you. They feel your vibe. If this goes way over your head, that's okay. I still love you. Some people see you. People who are very cerebral, that they walk up to you and they see you, and that's the experience that they have of you. I feel everything before I see it or hear it or smell it or anything. I can never lose sight of what it feels like to walk into my office for the first time. If you're one of those people who moves through the world seeing everything first, or hearing everything first, or tasting everything first, or smelling everything first, whichever sense you are most driven by, chances are, and this is not like a hard fact, your practice members are too. So you want to make sure you hit every level, taste, touch, sound, sight, smell, when they come to your office for the first time, so that the words that you start to hear over and over is Jody, it's as if you made this place for me. Because guess what I did? Before any of that happens, we start with one dimensional, which is how you're looking at me now. And the one dimensional is a Zoom meeting that is not recorded so that it's compliant, it's private. And you also have to make sure with where you practice, you're allowed to do this. Do you have to be in a telehealth? Make sure you're checking the boxes, right? And you have a few open-ended questions that you're asking. I learned this through my buddy, Russ Rosen. I got to give props to him. He's amazing with teaching this process. The first question is, why me? Why now? And it sounds something like, hey, Jesse, it's great to see you. I'm so happy you're in my Zoom. I heard you heard about me through our mutual friend, Jen. Isn't Jen great? Okay, let's get down to it. We have 10 minutes. Why me? Why now? And let them talk. Let them tell you a piece of their story. After they give you the why me, why now, you'll know, generally speaking, you'll know if you're the person that they're looking for. If someone comes into this call with me and they're like, oh, I'm an 85-year-old chain smoker and I drink a keg of beer a day and I just want to get my golf swing better, I know that I'm not their person. It's really not what I'm great at, but there's a guy down the street who's great at that, right? If they're a new mom or somebody who's wanting to be a mom in the next year, or they just had a baby, or they're before, during, and after baby, I know that I'm probably going to be their person, unless something really complicated is happening and I want them to go see their MD or get some kind of a medical whatever. So every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? I don't know that I'm the right stop on the bus, but come back to me. Some people are like, I just want you to rack and crack me. Again, it's not my thing. It's not what I do. I had one person come into my discovery call maybe a couple of weeks ago and tell me that she was looking for an Atlas orthogonal doctor because that's what she's had since she was a teenager. Not what I do. And I have a great deal of respect for that technique. So what do I do to do right by this person is I do the research and I say, I'm not your person, but I'm going to make sure that you find the person you're looking for. I found her the AO doc in the area and I connected them. Guess what that AO doc will do when they have a pregnant mama who's knocking on their door, who wants a practitioner who knows Webster technique? They're going to think of me, and that's the way the world goes round. So it gives me an opportunity in this 10-minute discovery call to say to them, I'm your person or I'm not your person. And all of the admin of it is automated. If we decide, yes, I'm your person, we have the next step of the process. And that step of the process looks like we schedule them in JNAP, they get their email one and their text one, and all of that is automated in the practice suite. By clicking a button, that's all I have to do. So Do you guys want to see what that looks like? Would that be cool? Let me go there. This is going to take a minute. If anybody in Zoom has questions for me, please shoot. I want to hear them. Let's go to this window. I don't want to be in that one. Okay, there we go. So let's say that this is so cool, you guys. Let me share my screen on social media. Okay, and then let me share my screen in Zoom. So let's say that I just met with Barbara, let's call her. And I did the discovery call and we said, yeah, we're definitely a match. Like, I'm definitely the person that you're looking for. I'm so excited to take care of you. We've connected. I asked her the question, why me, why now? Sometimes I'll ask the question if I have question marks about it. Do you have the time, energy, and resources to do more for your health right now or to give more to your family right now? That's another big discovery call question. Because if they're like the kind of person where they're like, I don't have any time, I'm never in town, I just want a really quick adjustment, I'm going to tell you exactly where to adjust me, I'm not their person. Because I want to be with them. I want to help them get to the bottom of what's going on and help them resolve it, right? So, and you need to use that to your discretion based on the way that you're practicing, which is the beauty of all of this. This has to be done through your lenses, with your languaging. So this is a automation board, and you're looking at a practice suite right now, and I'm in SuiteFlow Systems for those of you who have a practice suite. And let's say I have a meeting with them and it's a yes. Oh yeah, I'm definitely this person's chiropractor. I'm going to take Bob's card and move it to after visit 1. By moving, and this says after visit 1, yes, that's the name of this column. By moving it here, Bob gets an email saying, welcome to my practice. Here's what you need to do to get ready for your first visit. We write all of this for you using a chatbot that's already trained for you in your practice. Or you just give us the words if you already have it. Let's say that Bob came in. He had his visit 1. It was beautiful. It was great. I'm going to move him to the next section, which is called Active Practice Member. This section will automate a text and email. The email has a video tour of my office in it. And these are all things that we put together for you. He will then go on a nurturing sequence for a year for my practice members, which educates about subluxation, about the philosophy, science, and art of chiropractic, about the 33 principles. All of these things are part of my nurture sequence. Everybody has a different nurture sequence based on what is important to them and the way that they practice. Let's say that Bob came in after visit 1 and I'm like, no. Let's say that Bob had his lead flow call, his discovery call. And we were like, yeah, I'm not quite your chiropractor. I don't think it's a fit for now. He'll go into the not a fit section where he gets an email saying it was a pleasure to meet with you. It's a no for now. Here's a list of references. We could even have multiple sections that's not a fit, refer out, or not a fit, period. Like, don't send him any more correspondence. So all of this is called a Kanban board, and it's in the practice suite, and we build it for you however you want it, which I think is really badass. Just to show you the conversations window, let's say Bob came in and really loved his adjustment. You can then go to this little button right here that says review request review, and immediately he'll be sent a review request. I'm going to suggest to you that you're very careful about when you set up the review request. Don't automate this piece. This is really, it should be a warranted process where you're asking for a review when you know that they're happy and content with your processing your practice. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I know that we've got some messages here, so just give me 1 minute, guys. Okay. And let's answer any questions that came up. What was the statement you asked on the discovery? Yeah. So Carol, these are my words, make them your own. So the commodities that we exchange with our patients back and forth or practice members, one commodity is time, like the time that they invest in their health, the time that they wait in your office, the time that it takes to be served, the time for feeling change. All of these are the questions they have. How long until I bring my family in? These are the things that they're wondering around time. Energy is the next exchange. Energy for a chiropractor is going to be, are you going to hurt me? Is it going to feel good? Do you use instrumentation? Are you just using your hands? Are you a kind person? Like, what's the energetic exchange between you and the practice member? Time, energy, and money. Money is, how much will it cost? Do you take my insurance? Can you give me super bills? Are you in Medicare? These are all of the things that come up during the new patient process. Okay. So I want to make sure as much of this is answered as possible before they even come to the office. When they're in the discovery call, I also want to protect my own time, energy, money. So I'll say to them, do you have the time, energy, and money right now to invest in your health? And the answer is either yes or no. If it's yeah, kind of, then maybe you keep that in mind. I want to say one more thing. So one thing that Russ Rosen taught me, Russ Rosen, I love you if you're listening. He taught me that if you, in the beginning of care, give your practice members, this is so important, you guys, give your practice members the opportunity to classify themselves in one of three groups. And it would sound something like, hey, Barb, I have three different kinds of people that come to my practice. The first type of person has something going on, wants to get over it and be on their way. They're usually around the office for a month or two. I'll see them a couple of times a week, maybe 3 times a week, and then goodbye. I don't see them again. The second type of person has something going on, wants to get to the root cause of it, and it is simple and it says a lot. And then maybe they'll pop back in every once in a blue moon if it resurfaces. And their initial plan is usually for a few months. I'll see them maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and then once a week, and then every other week. We go to every other week in my office as soon as possible to save your time, energy, money. And then the third type of person is like me. They're looking for chiropractic care for the rest of their life. They're in. Where are you coming in, Barb? I will ask this during the discovery call. And Barb will say, oh, I'm definitely number 3. I want a chiropractor for the rest of my life. And I'm taking notes on paper because I'm old school, and I'll put the number 3 at the top of the page for Barb. Then I know when I deliver a care plan to her on visit 1, she already told me that she was a lifer. That's what I call that, a lifer. So if you can help them categorize, and if they're coming in at number 1, don't make them wrong. That's where they are, and that's okay. And at one point in practice, I would try to change their mind, but I wouldn't want my mind changed. Let that happen naturally. Show them who you are. Don't tell them who you are. Let them see how wonderful you are, and they'll become a 3. I promise you. So just to recap during the discovery call, why me, why now? Let them tell you about it. And then we have 3 different types of people. That's from Russ Rosen. 3 different types of people who come to our office. Categorize your people. And then the most important question is do you have any concerns or questions before we book your appointment? And they might say, I'm afraid that you're going to hurt me, or I had a heart attack last year. I forgot to tell you that, whatever it is. And you can do a deep dive on those things when you're going through their health history with them. Okay. Any questions from my friends in Zoom? And I think what I'm going to do at this point is disconnect my friends on social media and we'll do a deep dive in Zoom. Thanks for being with me, guys. Go make the world better with great care. If you're in Zoom, stay with me.